pretty good trip overall. And in terms of, is this lifestyle for us?
We are John and Michelle, and we believe memories are more valuable than material possessions.
That's why we waved goodbye to 2,400 square feet of house and said hello to our 35-foot fifth wheel.
Okay, here we go. Bye-bye. It's gonna be our first big road trip. We're going from southern Indiana to northern Illinois. Uh-huh. Are you excited? Yeah. Yeah? Let's see. Okay. And we're pulled off. So going to Rockford was like the first real venture out of our comfort zone. And going to Oconomowoc for a job, I think all of it together was really a test to see how things were going to go. How things were going to go with me working and us traveling and living full-time in an RV, and how that was going to be, how much stress that was going to be for all of us. It was just all really kind of one of those experimental trips, I think. So when we got to Black Hawk the next day, they had to take me to Oconomowoc to the hotel. So we decided to, on our way there, stop at the Burpee Museum. So that was actually really nice to be able to kind of spend time together, do something fun. It wasn't just, you know, riding in a truck and getting to the campground and then dropping me off at the hotel.
The Burpee Museum of Natural History is located on the Rock River in downtown Rockford, Illinois, and I can't even begin to tell you how awesome this place was. If you've ever been to the Field Museum in Chicago, it's kind of like a baby version of that. So it feels like something you can get your arms around and something that's not so massive that you feel lost walking around inside of it. You know, sometimes you go to a kids museum and they've got kind of the same old hands-on exhibits as every other kids museum, or it's kind of like a playground. It's more like a playground inside than a museum. That all has its place, I guess, but Burpee really sets itself apart with exhibits that kids love and parents enjoy as well. Kids love creatures. Burpee has creatures. When we were there, they were doing a reptile exhibit. Kids love dinosaurs, and Burpee does dinosaurs, and they do them big. They have famous dinosaurs. Jane, the juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton, she's been featured on the History Channel. We were really impressed with the Burpee Museum, and I'd go so far as to say that if you're going to be in the area near Rockford, Illinois, it's a must-see.
Hi, so we just left the museum, Burpee Museum. Girls are in the back.
Hello.
We are at a gas station filling up on our way to Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. So John and the girls are taking me to the hotel so I can work this week. And then they'll pick me up on Friday. They'll have a lot of fun doing some things around the campground that you'll see, I'm sure. And they'll pick me up on Friday and about an hour and a half away. And then I'll spend the weekend with them doing some fun things around town again.
I think we need to take a second and just kind of debrief Rockford and our trip up north. We set out and kind of knew going in that this was going to be our first real indication if this was going to be a lifestyle that we were really meant to do. Wouldn't you agree?
Right. But in the midst of it, we weren't just now away from home and out of our state, but we were doing that in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, so what does that mean? Well, that means different states have different restrictions, and we're originally from Indiana. Indiana is less restrictive than Illinois, and we were in northern Illinois, almost all the way up into Wisconsin, so we were very close to Chicago.
Right. For example, we don't have to put masks on our kids if they're 8 and under. At least at this time we didn't. I don't know if it's changed now, but when we tried to look into other museums besides the Burpee Museum, there were different restrictions.
So that was kind of a no-go for us, and as we mentioned, there were more restrictions in a lot of the places, so we pretty much just limited ourselves to things that we could do at the park, which thankfully Black Hawk Valley Campground has a lot to offer. They have a putt-putt course, they have shuffleboard, they had a playground, they've got a ton of green space.
Yeah, and the kids love that. They just love to get out and explore and roll down hills and pretend and
And Black Hawk Valley Campground is right next to a river, so there were those types of activities, if you're properly equipped, that you can enjoy as well. So as I mentioned, we pretty much were limited. We limited ourselves to activities at the campground, or really just finding public parks and places to play out in the community. So there's not as much to show you about Rockford, Illinois as we would like, but that wasn't the only place that we visited on this trip. We actually drove up there for Michelle's work assignment, and then on our way back we kind of drifted our way home and stayed at a few more spots as well.
So I had another assignment that was just a one-day deal in Aurora, Illinois. So we stopped at a really nice campground there. And I say really nice in terms of it was beautiful scenery, it was huge, lots.
That campground was operated by the county, and it had a lot going for it, actually. It had a really nice gravel walking trail that went well on around the forest that was behind where our fifth wheel was backed into. It's a great place to stop and serve as a hub if you want to get to some of the Chicago suburb stuff.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it was close to Chicago, so it was right. It was a good spot to be, not in the middle of the city or too close to the city, but close enough that you could get to things.
Yeah. After stopping in Aurora, Illinois, we hit Crown Point to see one of my good friends and his family, some folks that we're really close to and hadn't seen for some time, Rick and Carissa and their girls, Aubrey and Ava. And man, that was a really welcomed visit.
It was, we reconnected, obviously, and the girls were able to play with their girls, and I think that was very helpful for our girls to be able to just play and relax and have fun. So then after we left Crown Point, we stopped for a night in Indianapolis to get our couch from IKEA. We went for a couch and a dining room table, but the dining room table wasn't in stock.
Yeah, we'll link down in the description to our video where we kind of dance our way through IKEA, and then in the midst of our kind of RV reno to get the couch in, I discovered a water condensation problem. I'd say a pretty good trip overall, and in terms of, is this lifestyle for us? You bet it is. So Rockford, Illinois is in the books, and as you discovered at the end of the video, this lifestyle, we're rapidly finding out that it is for us. So what's next for us? Well, we're taking our family on the road. We're headed south for the winter, first stopping in Texas. We look forward to bringing you more amazing content, so please like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all the social media channels, and make sure to share the show with people who you think might enjoy it. We're creating content the whole family can enjoy. You can watch it with kids, and you can watch it with your grandparents in the room. So thank you for following us, and we'll see you on our journey.